I'm Tracy Rigdon, and this is the Contrast Project Lounge podcast. Often random, always relevant, always real, and practically nothing is off limits. Are you ready for this? Let's do it. Welcome back to another edition of Wednesday Night Live at the Contrast Project Lounge podcast. If you're from Florida or even other parts, around anywhere in the Southeast, you know about this little place south of Jacksonville called St. Augustine. It's the oldest city in the country. You can look it up. It's got some of the most unique architecture, some of the best nightlife. St. George Street, you got to go there if you haven't. Nights of Lights. In fact, my sister lives in Maryland, and she comes down here almost every year just to go to Nights of Lights from Maryland. And you got the fort, and you got the beach, you got Anastasia Island, and it's just an amazing place. It's a unique place. But they also have a television show, St. Augustine Tonight. And my guest tonight is the host of that show, Mr. Jorge Rivera. Jorge, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Nice to see you, Tracy. I'm good.
It's been a while.
What's that?
It has been a while.
Yes, absolutely. It's amazing how time flies.
I know. I haven't been able to get down that way, and I know I'm going to get down there before this season of yours ends. I'm going to come down there.
All right. Our last show is November 4th. It's every Tuesday night. And
every Tuesday. Okay.
Every Tuesday night at 7:30. We're at the Lincolnville Museum and Cultural Center. We're on the second floor where they've built this brand new theater. About 100 plus people fit up there. They have state-of-the-art equipment, and we have a blast. We have a blast with the show. Yeah. The show lasts about an hour and a half. Yeah, about an hour and a half. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you do all the production work on the show, don't you?
I do everything on the show. So the show is like say Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Johnny Carson, which a lot of people grew up with. So we'll have 3 guests. We'll have a band for the night. Last night we the Big Dog Mama, a very popular. Just cut an album in August, and now they're filming a documentary. About Chelsea Sadler and other lady involved with Big Dog Mama is Lauren, and they together are just rocking the house. They've both been doing it for a long time, and it seems like now it's happening. So it's great.
That's nice.
They were great. And so the show also will have stand-up comic sometimes. We have magicians, mentalists, all sorts of incredible people that are local.
That's cool. My co-host Jim Alabiso, he had a talk show at the WJCT soundstage several years ago. Tonight with Jim Alabiso. And that ran for a couple of years, I believe it was. And it was that's a big stage.
Yes.
And it took a lot to put the show together every single week.
It's very stressful, and it's like juggling. It's like juggling a bunch of oranges, and every once in a while, as you're juggling, and you don't know if you can keep juggling 8 oranges, someone throws another orange in there. Now it's 9 oranges. And so people cancel. Yeah, we had a guest last night that did not show. He's very sick, so it was stop and go with him, and he could not make it. He sent me a message. We still filled in that slot. We brought the girls up and talked about their documentary. And also I was able to talk a little bit about him. He used to be the producer and editor for Martha Stewart for all the years she was on television. Wow. So he was he was a French journalist for many years before that. His last assignment as a journalist was the Oklahoma City bombing. And shortly after that, he went to work with Martha Stewart. Yeah.
How about that?
So he could not show.
That would look pretty good on your resume.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you're somewhat of an ambassador down there in St. Augustine. You got your hands in a lot of stuff.
I do. Yeah. Everybody's telling me, I love this community. I came here from Maui. I was living on the island of Maui, and I came to St. Augustine because my mother was very sick, and I became a caregiver. And I just got involved with the community. And everybody knows me. Everybody wants a selfie, There's so much love. And When my mama died, it was an outpouring. When my girlfriend died of cancer, it was an incredible outpouring. So, and when I
Sorry to
had a
hear that.
bad accident years ago and I was in the hospital, and my nickname was Mr. Popularity on floor number 9. And just all these people just came in to visit me, and I realized for the first time, this was like 7 years ago, for the first time that, people knew me, but people also appreciated me enough to come and visit to see how I was doing.
That's good. And I'm sure that after an experience like that and becoming so popular in the area, like I said, you're everywhere over there.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that had a lot to do with you starting your show.
Well, I would have to say, in a way, that's correct. But really, what launched the show was that I realized that St. Augustine was an incredible city with incredible energy. We had opera, we had ballet, we had our orchestra, we had festivals, parades, so much.
Yeah.
And I realized that there was no TV station. And I realized that Jacksonville television would really cover St. Augustine if something awful happened or if there was a festival of some sort, and
Right.
we would be on air for like 10 or 11 seconds. And I said, oh my Lord, so much is happening here. So I started a YouTube channel, which is my TV station, called firstcoast.tv. And I started interviewing the mayor's first 100 days. Ted Cruz came to visit, got to talk to him. With DeSantis came in, Jose Feliciano, the singer, came in. And I started meeting also when Trump was on his first campaign, he came in. I covered a little bit of that at the amphitheater. So I was always involved with the community. That's how I discovered the
Right.
community, was through firstcoast.tv. And I discovered people, organizations, nonprofit or for-profit, just incredible people. And I said to
Sure.
myself, hey, man, we could have a Tonight Show. There's so many interesting people. We could actually do a format like a Tonight Show. And I launched the first show. And this is season 6. And it's 13 shows that I do. This time I'm doing 8. And I've brought people who've been down to the Titanic. I've brought people who've
Wow.
written incredible books, who've had PBS series. I mean, it's anchormen from CNN from the 80s. It's just the people I find, authors of children's
Sure.
books that are amazing. I'm just shocked. People who've actually had lunch with the Pope and brought a gift from St. John County to the Pope, I mean, and everybody says one thing when they leave the show. Every time I leave your show, I know more about this community and I learn something I did not know. And to me, that's very flattering.
Well, it is special. It's very special. That's kind of the same kind of way I feel about this. We used to do this show in a small studio in Murray Hill, and we did the first 2 seasons there in Murray Hill right before COVID hit.
Oh, wow.
And then people were kind of leery about coming into a small studio. It was small, and and they didn't want to expose themselves. And so I just took the gear that I had and put together the podcast out here where I live, and just started doing it. And like I say, I record. We do the Wednesday night live thing, and then I record 1 or 2 other episodes during the day. And
Right.
they either go they'll either go on the Contrast Project YouTube channel, or lately there's been a nonstop barrage of news and politics. So
Oh,
that's why I started the other one,
oh,
because
wow.
I didn't want to mix the two.
Right.
So
Right.
I write articles. I write articles on Substack, and they're usually between 2,500 and 3,500 words. And then I decided, well, heck, I've got the podcast equipment here,
Right.
and I've got this studio here. There's actually 3 studios inside this Riverside that I have, and
Okay.
I just started recording stuff and putting it up on Substack. I said,
Wow.
what the heck? I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, and when you start with the gear and everything, you're using duct
Oh,
tape, string.
oh man, I didn't have a pod mic when I started.
Right. You're
I was
doing
using I was using the built-in mic on my Apple over here,
yes, absolutely.
and the camera was just to me it just wasn't all that, and I
Right,
said, well,
right.
I got to get me a 4K camera, so I did, and I got this
Mhm.
mic, and then I had to upgrade my Mac because my regular Mac is a little old, so
Right.
I had to go and buy me one of those Mac Minis with an M4
Uh-huh,
chip
that's what
in
I
it.
have. That's what I have. Yes,
Oh, I love it.
absolutely.
I love it.
Me too. They just,
It's
the
fast, and I could put more memory in it. I mean, I bought one of
yep,
those the little thing that goes underneath it that I can just put in
yep, yep.
some more
You
memory.
just
I just got one of those.
exactly. Expand the memory.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, this platform uses up a lot of CPU. It really does. But
And with
and
more
they keep adding.
4K, more audio, it just sucks
Oh,
more and more from your computer. Yeah, it's always a
oh yeah,
challenge,
oh yeah,
big challenge.
oh yeah. Oh, but it's a ton of fun. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
it any other way. I'm semi-retired and I live way out in the woods. So I'm like, you know what? I can fill up my time doing this stuff every single day. I can just do
Absolutely,
this every day. I can record stuff, or I can write
absolutely.
articles for my Substack. I could, and I'm really into AI. So
Uh-huh.
I do a lot of AI images instead of
Right.
instead of instead of using copyrighted images. When I write a story,
Uh-huh. You can make
I'll
your
feed
own.
the image. I'll feed the image into AI. I use
Right.
Chat GPT 5 for that,
Yeah.
and
Right.
and I've got the Comet
Mhm.
browser that I use for Perplexity. I just feed the picture into there and then tell it to make me something,
Right.
and usually it does a good job the first time.
Yes. 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 I do commercials and,
Hmm.
short videos for different people. I've been using lately 11 Labs, which creates
Oh yeah,
voices,
yeah,
and, it's just spectacular. I mean, AI, like ev like everything ever invented, it has a wonderful use, and it has a dark use. Everything
that's
ever invented has both sides, including human
I know.
beings, right? You
Well,
know?
we were talking. Jim and I were talking about this. You hear about that model, that AI model from California?
No, no, I haven't.
I think it's Willow Norman or something like that. Well, everybody thought she was a real woman,
That
and
happens.
then they found out she wasn't, and like the Screen Actors Guild and all the actors and everybody out there, they're like, wait a
Yeah.
minute,
AI is scaring a lot of people, not just in the entertainment business, but in accounting and banking and so many things that they realize that they can be replaced for something much better. Doesn't need sick time, no vacation, ain't going to be stuck on traffic with a flat tire.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
so,
Well,
uh,
you know,
challenge.
secret to using it and getting good results too. A lot of people say that it spits out garbage. Well, yeah, if you make custom GPTs, if you build your custom GPTs in
Right.
chat, I've got two or three of them, and then you can get AI agents. Get
Right.
on chat, you can build an agent, and the agent does everything for you.
He works for you. He's your assistant. That's what, that's what you need him to do. And
The
that
agent
lots of
takes
people.
care of your calendar, your emails, everything.
Right, right. It's like it's incredible, This is moving so fast that in a
Oh, it's
way
really
it's a bit
really moving fast.
scary because for
Yeah,
people like us who are older, it takes us a little longer to sort of sort it out. Young kids are born with a tablet in their hand
yep.
as soon out of the mom's womb. And so they create an intuition that we don't have you know? And so for us, it's a little harder. We have to try lots of trial and error, but we get it. It just takes us longer. But for these kids, it's like their hands move like magicians on the screen and they make it magically appear. It's quite impressive.
I keep files full of prompts. I've got a ton of prompts. And usually after a few months, 3-4 months, I'll feed that older prompt I was using back into chat and tell it to refine it for me. Refine
Okay.
this prompt for me so that I get a better results. And lately it's
Mhm.
been doing a real good job.
Mhm.
Been doing a real good job. Because some of
Right.
my first prompts, they were cut. There's a couple of AI groups on Facebook that are really good.
Right.
And you can get a lot of information from the guys. Even
Right.
this program, Riverside, has AI built into it.
Right. Right.
It
And, you
does
know,
it
it's
does a
getting
good
better
job.
and better. Yeah, it gets better
Oh
and
yeah.
better. AI learns from its mistakes, or learns to do something differently, or learns a new skill. And so, you know, my question is, where will AI be next year at the same time? We don't know, but, you know,
I
it's
know. But it's becoming too, there's another thing, the data centers that they use for the AI. The data centers are huge.
yes,
And because they spit out information lightning fast, usually.
that that
Usually.
that's that's it. And you need energy. And that's our
You,
problem with China. China has the know-how of AI, but the advantage China has is that China has been building electrical plants, power plants,
yeah,
every 5 years, and ours has been falling behind. And now we're realizing we need to get energy going, whether it's small
yeah,
nuclear reactors, whether it's combining, you know, alternative energies with the stuff that we grew up with. We're in trouble in that sense because you need lots of power,
yeah.
and it seems the Chinese have it. And
Well,
we're like,
a lot of the data centers I've seen, the really big ones, they have their own power plant.
have
I mean,
to, they have to,
they got their own
they have
power
to.
plant. And
Yeah,
they
I
and
feel like go ahead.
those machines need to be cooled. So some communities are complaining that they're draining their water supply.
Yes. Yes. These are the problems. So we need to move quickly, you know. It's almost like a
Yeah,
war in the sense that we, you know, I mean, I remember when I was a boy, I used to collect the steel pennies. They were done, or the
yeah,
lead
yeah,
pennies. They're made out of lead because they needed that copper for, you know, for the artillery and all that, you know. And I feel like we're in that situation now where, you know, we're ending up with lead situations because we need the energy and we need it now. So that's the big thing with AI. You know, I follow that whole discourse, and I have friends who go to China and come back. They're consultants, and they say the Chinese are moving so quickly that, you know, we need to
hmm
move. It was in a national emergency if we want to stay competitive, you know. And it's
right.
just the Chinese. Everybody's discovering AI, you know what I mean? The
Oh,
Russians, every
I, th- I
European.
think they're building a big data center over in Qatar or Saudi Arabia, something like that.
Yeah,
There's,
something that is, and they have the energy because they're sitting on all that oil, and they have
yeah,
the money. It's
the
very
money
expensive. Yeah.
and cheap labor. They got cheap
Yep.
labor in most of those places too.
Yep. 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 And so they're, you know, and these other things, these are the challenges for this century. We're just starting it,
Yeah, it is.
you know.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But what, 25
So
years into it? This is a baby.
I
Still got a
know.
long way to go.
I know. So tell me, what kind of stuff have you got in the works for the city of St. Augustine? What kind of stuff you've got? What are you lining up for your show, or are you doing anything special for the holidays? Are you going to be
Well,
going around town doing any emceeing, anything like that?
you know, lately I've slowed down quite a bit. Before I was out every day. Now I look for specific things. I'm thinking of doing something for Fort Mose. Now that they built the fort, they got the money to rebuild that fort, which was the
Mm-hmm.
first black settlement. And also it was the fort basically run by free blacks and Native Americans in the
Mm-hmm.
they actually fought the British in a big battle called the Bloody Battle of Fort Mose. So that fort has been now rebuilt, you know, a replica of what was there
Right.
in the 1700s. And they do an incredible jazz festival. So in February, they bring Duke Ellington, Greg Porter, a trombone shorty, Nate Davis. I mean, it is incredible. It's in
Wow.
February to sell out right away. Uh, but this show, when I decided to start it, I was coming from a dark period. I first lost my little dog of 12 years. Then a couple of months later, I lost my girlfriend to cancer. Then a couple of months later, so I lost my mother. And I was in a really, really difficult spot
Yeah.
emotionally. And so I decided that the St. Augustine Tonight Show, season 6, well, a friend of mine's helped me decide that, we should launch it from Europe. And so what we did is we took our hats and we took our jackets. We went as a group and we decided to crash the party in Venice, Italy for the carnival. And so from there, we interviewed people. We walked the streets. We had our own disguises. I put reels on TikTok, reels on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, watching us to the streets of Venice, talking to people. Do you know St. Augustine? E che cosa dice? Che è San Agustine?
Right.
And so he discovered it with her and he loved it. So from there, then we headed to Paris for the Dolce and Gabbana exhibition at one of the palaces in
Nice.
Paris. And we covered that. And also you see us with our jackets by the glass pyramid at the Louvre and at the entering through the hallways of the Dolce and Gabbana exhibition, talking to
Nice.
models. And so we started this whole, watch us, watch us. We're headed to September. We're headed to our show. Follow us. And people were just, my TikTok exploded because I had started my TikTok and I left it alone. And I only had 157 followers. And now I have close to 6,000. So
Wow.
it just explodes as suddenly you become active. You're doing something that you can put something up, post something up. Same with our YouTube channel. Same thing with our Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn.
Hmm.
All the platforms we use, they've been growing because we have an active project. And now they're watching the show. Like tonight and tomorrow, I'll edit the show because we film it live, and then I put it on YouTube once I
Right.
edit it. So a lot of people watch it. I get comments from Russia, comments from Japan, because on YouTube, you know, my show or your show, anybody can see it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And if you hit something that they know and they feel like they have to comment, they'll send you a little comment. I loved it. Oh, I didn't know that, whatever it is. So
Yeah.
looking into the future, what I would like, and this is something I've been thinking for a long time, and what spurred it, I guess, was the trip to Europe, because I lived in Europe for 13 years. So it's not that foreign to me. But I would love to do the St. Augustine show going to different capitals around the world. I go to Reykjavik, come in with our jackets, sit down with bartenders, try their drinks, try their food, try different places, sort of to create like a travel channel within the St. Augustine Tonight Show. And that would be
Sure.
really, really nice. We have a huge pirate thing going on in St. Augustine. Lots of
Yes.
pirate reenactors and stuff.
Yes.
I would love, I would love, think of this, Tracy. Imagine if I left with a group of pirate reenactors, all dressed like pirates, getting on the planes to go to England to bitch about Sir Francis Drake burning St. Augustine. Sir Francis Drake burned St. Augustine. Imagine if we go to his town of birth, meet with the mayor, complaining that they need to apologize for this. And there also to meet the American reenactors in a pub and talk about, our thing, and also go to where Sir Francis Drake's ships left England to visit that place, because there's a replica of his ship in London, but the ships were sent from a port in the southern part of that whole part of where Penzance and Plymouth and
Hmm.
all those places are in England. But imagine doing a show like that. That would be so much fun.
That
Be
would
so
be cool.
interesting.
That would be cool.
You
Well,
search.
I got a fun fact for you. I've got this aunt and uncle. Well, my uncle just passed away. My uncle used to dress up in the colonial or pirate garb. They
Uh-huh.
lived in St. Augustine, and he would do
Okay.
tours. He would do tours at the fort, and
Yeah.
she used to make a lot of those pirate costumes for those ladies down there,
Wow.
and
Wow.
the guys too. She was
Right.
always making more costumes, making more costumes. Everybody wanted something custom, you know. She did a lot of
Yes.
that. No, she no
Yes.
longer does, but
Yeah. There's a shop in St. Augustine on St. George, and that's what they do. They have a lot of that period piece. They have stuff they sell, but they also make stuff for people, whether it's a leather bag, whether it's a piece of armor, a small piece of
mhm,
armor, but you have all the clothing. And it's really cool. They're on St. George. I can't remember the name of the shop, but I discovered it before we went to Italy. We had a lot of fun. Yeah, people could go
that's
to
nice.
Facebook to St. Augustine Tonight Show, and they could see all the reels that we sent from Italy and Paris. And people can also go to firstcoast.tv on YouTube, and they can see us
Mhm,
walking cafes, bookstores. The Opera House in Venice is just beautiful. That's where Maria Callas launched her career, the great opera singer, and also Vivaldi
really.
where he first performed. Everybody knows Vivaldi, and that's where he started also. So it's a lot of fun watching those videos. Yeah. So
Well,
the future would
I'll
be
make
to
sure.
create a double.
I'll make sure when this video goes up on the YouTube channel tomorrow after I edit and everything, I'll put your links in the description there,
I
so that
appreciate
they'll
that.
have links. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They'll
Yes,
have links where
appreciate
they
it.
can do that. And I might even throw in some St. Augustine links.
All right. Thank you. Thank
Why?
you.
Hey, why not? Why not?
But St. Augustine is very special. And it's the funny thing
It
about
is.
St. Augustine is that a lot of people don't even know we exist. I meet people who come far, far, far away from Tampa to find out St. Augustine's here. And I find that hilarious. It's a 4-hour drive, and they suddenly go, "Oh
Yeah.
my Lord, how is this possible?" Whoa, wow, and it's hilarious.
Well,
But
I'll tell you, like I was saying before, you know, my sister lives in Maryland, and she actually does come down to the Nights of Lights as often as she can.
it's
Uh,
so beautiful.
and and the one thing about it, she was a school bus driver in St. Johns County.
Oh
The
wow.
weekends and on the weekends, she would drive one of those red trains.
Yeah,
The
yeah, it's
little red
probably
train.
yeah, we have the red ones and we have green ones. Yeah,
Yeah, there's red
yeah,
ones and green ones. Yeah,
right,
she drove
right.
the red one.
Yeah, yeah, and, people use them. They're almost like a bus for the tourists who comes, they're great because they
Hmm.
stop all over. You can get off,
Right.
and then you can get on the next one that comes by. So they become
Hmm.
like your bus. You can
Yeah.
discover a whole area, then get back, eat in a cafe, get back. They're really worth the price. People say, "Oh, they're expensive."
Oh,
No,
sure.
you get your money's
Nah.
worth. You get your money's worth.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got the same kind of operation down there in the Keys. You can hop off and then catch
Mhm.
the next one that comes by, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I think Savannah has something like that.
Savannah does.
Yeah, I think so, and in New Orleans, they have those trams that you can buy like a
Yeah.
ticket, and you can through the old part of New Orleans, you can get on and off, and yeah, it's another there are 5 cities in this region that are great, and they have a lot of history. One the farthest north is Charleston, then you would
Mhm.
have to come to New Orleans, then it would be Savannah, then it would be
Yeah.
St. Augustine, and then it would be the
Sure.
historical part of Tampa. Those 5 cities have so much history.
Oh,
French,
yeah,
British,
Ybor
Spanish
City
history.
down there.
Uh-huh. Ybor City, right.
Ybor
And
City. Yep.
yeah, and Savannah has not only English history, but Savannah also has Civil War history. That's very interesting.
Sure.
So, you know, it's a great area because
Oh, yeah.
none of these places is far from each other. They're all drivable. Long
Oh,
drives, some
yeah.
of them, but still drivable.
Oh, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty to do. Whenever I hear people say there's nothing to do around here, they're not trying.
Yeah, that means
They're
they're
just not
very
trying.
boring. They're very boring, you know? Because I remember when I was a kid, when there was nothing to do, I'd make something to do, you know? And,
Oh
yeah, they're
yeah,
very boring. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But that
yeah.
is
Well,
there's so much,
there
you know?
is, there is. Well,
And
listen,
we're
it's been
lucky.
great talking to you, Jorge. Before
Right.
we go, have you any words of wisdom for us? Any closing thoughts?
Well, you know, like you were saying, there's so much politics and politics and so much division in the country and that. And what I try to do with my show also is to create bridges between people and different groups
Hmm.
that at the end of the day, we're all Americans. We all love this country, and we can be civilized and have a great conversation. So don't get so serious about it. You know what I'm saying? Relax, relax. Thanksgiving is getting close. Please relax. You know, pass me the mashed potatoes. You know, and enjoy the meal and talk a little less. And that's what I try to tell people. You know, try to be kind to each other, try to support each other, because that's what's made us this great country. It's just so many people have done so many thoughts moving as one nation and one country, you know. So that's my
It would
advice
be
to people.
nice. It would be nice to get a little bit more bridge work done, like you say.
Yes,
Bridge some of those
absolutely.
gaps.
Yes, absolutely. And
Absolutely,
so it's
absolutely,
all
man.
about, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I think the Beatles said it right. It's all about love at the end of the day. Yeah, yeah,
Yep, yep.
yeah.
I tell you, like I said, you're always welcome to come back on whenever you're free. And when I come back down there, I want to
It'll
get
be
one of those
great to see
hats.
you on the show. It'd be great to see you at the show. You know, I might even bring you
I
up
want
on stage for 3 or 4 minutes just to talk to you. Let people know about, you know, your podcast, you know, and, it'd be
we
fun.
can do
Let
that.
me
We
know
can make
when you're
that.
coming. Let me know when you're coming down and, you know, 2 great shows we're having. One great show we're having is October 21st. We have some really good guests. The mayor of St. Augustine will be on that show.
Oh,
We have a great band, Raisin Cake Orchestra, a
they
great
are
jazz
good.
and blues band, and
They are good.
yeah, yeah, and so we have a great show that night. So try to plan for October 21st. I'll sneak you in there. I have these people in the show called Sliders. I bring them in for just 3 to 4 minutes, and they talk about a gallery exhibition, or they talk about a new
Hmm.
restaurant that's open, or they talk about a project. I just give them those 3 to 4 minutes. I can slide you in, my friend, and we can
Cool.
have a little conversation.
All right, brother. I'll see you soon then.
All right. Thank you for the invitation, my brother. Thank you. I'll see you too.
Absolutely. And that's a wrap on another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Big shout out to our guests and all of you kicking it with us tonight. If you had fun, don't forget to hit the subscribe and follow us on all the socials. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and wherever the hell else everybody is scrolling these days. Want to be a part of the next show? Keep an eye on our socials, our pages, and jump in the chat. Until next Wednesday, be kind, stay weird, and keep showing up. Peace.